Good morning. We wait just a few minutes to let all participants join this webinar. I hope you can hear us well and yeah, okay. So before beginning, just a quick remarks. Today's meeting is addressed to review again altogether the application process and to introduce also the implementation and reporting process. So we are going to take more or less half an hour, 40 minutes to explain you again all the process. And then for the remaining time, the remaining time will be dedicated to your questions and doubts. Our colleague Alessia will try to answer to some of your questions that you can leave in the chat. And for other more specific question, we will answer by answering to you at the end of this meeting. So please try to send all your questions, even if you already have some question, you can already start to sharing them in the webinar chat. And at the end of the presentation, we will answer to all the remaining questions. I just want also to recall that on our website, FAQ, frequently asked questions session, you will find also all the answers that were asked, all the questions that were asked during the last meetings, and you will find also the material and the registrations of our last meetings. So I think we can now kick off this meeting, and I will share with you our presentation. So I hope you are. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. So today we are going through again the, as I said, the application and proposal uploading process, and then we will see also the other phases and stages of the application process and the implementation process in specifically. During this presentation, I will leave the floor to my colleague Alberto Garinei, who will show you some recordings on specific platform guidelines that will be you will find it also on the website, but today we want to show to you everything we have in order to try to start answering some questions on technical issues that some of you could have faced during the application process. Actually, they are not technical issues at all, but we detect some common problems on how to register on the platform, and we'll try to give you a guideline on how to avoid those problems. So again, as you may remember, we are at more or less the end of the call period, the call opening period. The call will close on the 29th of March, and we are financing a total call budget of 5 million euros, and the project co-financing rate is 50%. So the 50% of the declared costs that you are declaring on your proposal and your budget proposal. The maximum grant is fixed to 30,000 euros, and you can still ask a pre-financing at the beginning while you are uploading your proposal. That is the 40% of the grant amount. I will um, go faster on this part because maybe most of you already saw those slides and in this presentation. But again, if you have any questions on that, please write it down on our webinar chat. Okay. So, as you may remember, there are two main eligibility requirements. The first one are the company eligibility criteria. So your company should meet some criteria to get founded. You should be an individual entity. You should be a micro, small, or medium enterprises based in the European Economic Area. You will find the definition of European Economic Area on official European Union websites and channels. The applicant should also meet some ethical and legal requirements, and also should declare the absence of double founding within a self-declaration that is provided automatically by our platform. There are also some CRA-related eligibility criteria. Specifically, you should fall under the Cyber Resilience Act scope. That does mean that you should be a producer, so a manufacturer, a distributor, or an importer of products with digital elements. And you should also propose in your proposal a project that is aimed at achieving the Cyber Resilience Act compliance. As you already know, we have a list of examples of activities that you can describe in your proposal and then you can implement to get funded in this project. So here are some specification on company eligibility criteria that you find also in our guidelines that we again shared on our website. And and also for MSME, for medium, small, and micro enterprises, you will find a specific definition on European on the European Union, European Commission channels and the websites. Here you have one link, and also this presentation will be uploaded on our website. So please verify the size of your enterprise by following that guidelines that require some more detailed analysis. It's not a big deal, I mean, but we do not have time here to explain all the specification on how to define a medium, more small or micro enterprises. Here are the basic parameters to define them. But of course, if you are, for example, a linked or a group of enterprises, you should verify on that link if you fall under this definition. The it is important to remember which is the role of National Cybersecurity Coordination Center, because the check on your company's eligibility will be provided by your National Cybersecurity Coordination Center. That is local, a national authority, and it is not actually direct partner of our project, but is from our point of view a third party, an external reality that will have the information on your company, and that will evaluate if your company is eligible or not to our call. You will find soon, I think, by this week, a list of the NCCs that are supporting secure project. If an NCC is not supporting our project, we cannot guarantee that your application will pass the company eligibility check phase, because those controls should be addressed by a local authority. So, in terms of CRA-related requirements, as I already said, you should be a manufacturer, an importer, a distributor, but also an open source software steward that produce or import or distribute products with digital element. We will attain to this broad definition of companies that are falling under CRA scope. So if you fall under this broad definition, you will be able to apply to our call. Of course, there are some specifications that are not already been published for specific rules that will help companies to identify if they are falling or not under the Cyber Resilience Act scope. But for this call that is, let's say, before the implementation of the regulation itself, we will trust this broad definition of company that is falling under the CRA scope. So, for helping you to understand which kind of activity you can carry out during the call, we have listed and gave some example on which kind of activity you can describe in your proposal and then implement during the implementation period. You will find this information in the Annex 2. There is another annex that you will find also on our website. Here is just a list. The only thing that you should know is that for this first call, we are not financing any Cyber Resilience Act certification scheme, and this is because right now we do not know exactly which will be the certification schemes for the Cyber Resilience Act. All other services such as training or governance assessment or vulnerability assessment, laboratory tests, penetration tests, all those kind of activities are admitted. On our process, we have two main stages. The first one is the one that maybe most of you already faced during the subscription in the platform, and is the registration and proposal submission process. The second stage is the project implementation. Once your proposal will be approved, you will get into the project implementation stage, and you will be asked to implement the project and report the results of your project. So let's start from the stage one, and then when we get to the end of this of my presentation, you will see also some recordings on the and guidelines for the correct use of our online platform. So the first phase of registration of the application process is the registration and the uploading of your company documentation. So as you may already did, you have to register on our website on the online platform, which link you will find in on our website. To fill in all the company registration data forms, and also fill in the bank account registration form that is in on the same page, and then fill in the self-declaration form. The self-declaration form is downloadable only after you have filled all the self-declaration on the platform. So there is a specific button that some of you didn't see, but it's like you will see it on the recordings. It is a long button that you should click on it and then fill in all the information. Also the first information that are free fields that you should fill in, because otherwise you cannot be able to download your self-declaration. When you finish to complete the self-declaration form on the platform, you will be able to download it. And of course, the platform will automate this process. So you will download a PDF file filled with all your information, and you should only sign it with the digital signature. We will verify also the validity of your signature certificates before approve your proposal, and this will be one of our formal checks. If your signature is not valid, you may still have some times next week um, to upload a new proposal. If you verify that your signature is not valid, you still have time to create another new profile and upload other document if you already submitted your proposal. But otherwise, if you are still uploading your proposal, please be careful that your certificate is currently valid and will remain valid also for the next few months. Other mandatory documents are so we talked about the company self-declaration. There is also the ownership and control declaration that you should download from our website, fill in, and then re-upload on the platform. There is the valid registration report that comprehensive of good standing statement or company good standing statement and shareholders. And you should ask it to your Chamber of Commerce or other relevant databases or authority that in your country provides this kind of documents. And you should upload also your company financial statement. That is a document that you produce by your own. On the phase two, you should draft your proposal. So write down your proposal, technical proposal, and also your budget proposal, your proposal budget. So you should, and we will focus on the eligible costs later on, but please remember that you should fill in the project estimated costs on the platform. There are specific fields, and if you need to ask for a pre-financing, you should do it here. There is a specific tick that you should click on to ask pre-financing, and then you can download the proposal template from our website, and also you can download the proposal budget template from our website, and you fill in those two documents completely, following the guidelines that are written on those documents, and also on the guidelines document, and re-upload it, fill it on the platform. The project proposal has four main sections. the description of the applicant profile, the description of the project relevance regarding the Cyber Resilience Act, the expected impact, and the work packages. So how you will perform your activities after your proposal will be admitted. Just a quick remark on applicant's profile. Here, we are asking to describe the team and supplier, and this specific section is very important and linked to the budget, the proposal budget. Here, if you have any supplier and if you are willing to engage any supplier for the implementation of your project, you should write it down clearly, which will be your supplier, who and also how much work will the supplier do and your working team will do on the project, and you should specify also and justify the costs that you are describing in the proposal budget, because during the eligibility, the technical evaluation, also the clarity on how you are describing your expenses will be evaluated. So it is important to be clear here and to stress on how you will spend your funding, and and where you will have costs, and how those costs are necessary to the project. And also, you should be really clear on your key performance indicators. So you will find a list of examples of key performance indicator on Annex 2 again of our code documentation on our website. So please take a look at the Annex 2. It's not important to read it all completely, but if you are willing to have a specific activity, you will find there a specific description on activities examples, on deliverable examples, on milestone examples, and also on key performance indicators examples. And this is important because if the uh, evaluation committee will not have unity measures to understand how to measure your success and your the completion of your objectives, it will be difficult also for them to give a high score to your proposal. So please be clear on those two main features that are the costs and the KPIs. So again, after the you will submit your proposal clicking on submit button. So if you are not seeing the submit button, you should review something, but because most of the time you have forgot to fill a specific field, or maybe also in the company session. So review, if you don't see the submission button, review all the fields, also the company fields, and then when you will have completed all the fields, you will see the submission button. There is no technical issues there. It's just forgetting something. It is our platform should be very strict on that, and so please verify all the fields. I know you may skip something sometimes because you don't see a field. It's normal, but please review all the fields and try to be completed while completing the proposal. There will be a formal evaluation at the beginning when you will submit your proposal. Formal evaluation will evaluate only if all the documentation is present, if your digital signatures are valid, and if you are not missing some specific field on the proposals. The technical evaluation instead will evaluate. Will be carried out by our evaluation committee and will evaluate the technical details of your project, in particular again the KPIs and the cost consistency. And then you will be evaluated by your National Cybersecurity Coordination Center to see if your proposal, if your company is eligible or not to the financing. The evaluation criteria are here. So again, we will evaluate the relevance of your project to the Cyber Resilience Act, the impact and the clarity of your proposal, considering also how you will describe the KPIs. So excellent relevance also for the costs, impact and clarity to understand your global proposal and the KPIs, and then the implementation part that that will evaluate if all the implementation stage is clear and it is evaluable from our evaluation committee. I will not stress again on the consensus meeting scoring because you will find it clear and specific. You already have a specific guidance on that on the guidelines sheet at the bottom of the guidelines. You will find a specific annex, a specific appendix with all these informations. It is actually a normal evaluation scoring that is also adopted by other codes, so you will find it on the guidelines. Then, after the 3 evaluation stages, your proposal could pass through those 3 evaluation stages or not. So you can be financed or not financed, depending on the results of those 3 steps. For the first steps, if formally something is missing, you will learn it in the next 5 days after the call closure. If you have some problem, some technical issues, or or your company is not eligible, you will learn it in from 3 to 4 months after the call closure. Here again, I will not repeat myself, but you can be excluded directly in formal evaluation if there is a formal error that is found in your proposal. You can be ranked in the technical evaluation, and there is, of course, a threshold that your proposal score should pass in order to get financed, and then the company eligibility evaluation, that is a flag you can be in or out dependently on the NCC evaluation. Of course, if there is no NCC evaluating your proposal, you may be excluded too. After this process, your proposal can be admitted. If your proposal has been admitted, you could be asked to amend some material errors, or you can be asked directly to sign a contract, the sub-grant agreement, and you will find the contract on the platform. You download it, you sign it digitally. Be careful here because you have to sign it twice. There are 2 places for the signature here. So at the end of the document, please be careful where we ask to sign it, and there are two different signatures. And then you will receive after we will send it to you again the subgrant agreement countersigned from Secure Consortium. From that moment, you can start implementing your project, and you will receive in a few days also the pre-financing that if you have requested. Just a few remarks on the subgrant signing and also errors amendment. Here, as you can see, there are some steps that you should follow if you find an error in your proposal. So, if you find some error at this stage, so before the call closure, and you have already submitted your proposal, again, you can still create a new account with a different email and you should also, of course, write to our email address that you are uploading a substitute proposal to your previous one. And we will, in general, if we see two proposals coming from the same company, we will consider the newest, the latest that you have uploaded. So you can still do so, but please remember that you will have to face all the application process again. So if you know that you have done a important error in your proposal, you can still do so. But if you have just some typos or the ones we call material error, remember that you will still be able to amend them during the sub grant signing. So if you made an error after the call closure, you still have some chances to amend it, but it should be a material error and not what we call a formal error. Formal errors are administrative or procedural error related to form or completeness of of your application. So if you miss some document, you miss some paragraph, but also if if you are describing and inserting your costs in a wrong way on your budget proposal, that could be considered a formal error. So if the cost that you are declaring also after the technical evaluation can be considered not admissible, you still could be excluded. So again, please be careful on how you fill in the budget proposal. Of course, if you make a mistake that you forgot, for example, a zero, but we can find it in the proposal, this can be amended. But if the zero is not actually the correct example, but if you maybe have some problem with also the graphic of the uploading of the Excel, we can still consider it a material error. If you, for example, make a typo while writing down also a number, we can still consider it a material error, but that should be clear that we should have the evidence that is a material error. Otherwise, it will be considered a formal error. Okay, so any minor error, let's say, you will still have time to amend it also during the sub-grant agreement signature, and you will be contacted. You will be reached directly from or the evaluation committee that will ask you only to clarify. If they find some errors, they will send you an email asking you just questions. You should answer those questions, but at this stage, you cannot amend anything. You will be able to amend only if Cyber 4.0 will ask you to amend something, during the sub-grant agreement signing at the end of the application process. So I leave the floor here to Alberto to show you a short video on the application on the application process. I think Alberto, we can maybe skip the company registration form if you agree and see only the second video.
If you wish, there are two videos, 7 minutes each. So, and then there is the third one that is 3 minutes.
I think we can skip the first one and we will answer the questions because we can.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to share my screen now. Okay, you should probably, Alessandro, stop your sharing. Okay, perfect. Let's try to. Sorry, but I may also now share the audio, so it's better solution. Give me just 1 sec. Okay. You should see now the secure website.
No, we see your desktop actually.
Right now? You can see it? Okay, perfect.
No. We still see your desktop.
Oh, so again, sorry again, but the sharing doesn't work very well right now. Quite slow, but I'm trying to solve. Okay. Now you should see it.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here we are on the website, secure website, so secure4sme.eu. And if you go on the website on the central repository here, you can find all the contents that we upload on the website. By filtering them by the video contents, you can see in a very fast way the videos that we have uploaded. And now we are going to show you the part 2, but of course you can also access this video directly from the website. So it's quite easy. Here I have the 2 videos open. The first one, so I will not open it, basically is the description of all the steps that are required for the registration of the company. So basically uploading data. So I'm going to show now the second video. And if you, Alessandro, cannot hear the audio, please tell me, because otherwise we try to find another solution.
Secure Platform Stage 1, Registration and Proposal Submission, Part 2. Once you have completed all the information in the company section, go to the proposals.
Can you hear the audio, Alessandro?
Yes.
Okay.
Section using the menu on the left side of the screen. In the top right corner, you will see the New Proposal button. Click it to access the application pages. During the application phase, the Proposals section includes 2 pages. Self-declaration, technical proposal. The first thing you need to do is enter the proposal name. After that, you must add information and upload documents in both the self-declaration and technical proposal pages. You can work on them in any order. Self-declaration. Now let's fill in the self-declaration page. Click Fill in Self-Declaration to open the self-declaration form. Inside the form, complete the personal details of the ultimate beneficial owner. Then tick the required boxes and click Save at the end of the form. When you return to the self-declaration page, you will now see the button to download the applicant declaration. Download the document generated by the system, read it carefully, and, if no changes are needed, sign it digitally in PDF format, then upload it back to the platform using the Upload button. If you realize that the form was not completed correctly, you can generate a new declaration by repeating the steps you've just seen. Now upload the required mandatory documents. Before you start, please remember, the ownership control declaration must be completed using the template, a Annex 3 Ownership and Control Declaration, available for download from the secure website. To upload documents, you can also use drag and drop, as shown in the video. All mandatory documents must be digitally signed in PDF format. When a document is uploaded correctly, the Remove button appears, allowing you to replace the file with a new version. To review an uploaded document, use the Download option, as shown in the video. You can also upload additional files in the Self-Declaration Other Documents area. Technical proposal. Now let's move to the technical proposal page. Enter the total project cost. The system will automatically calculate the amount of funding requested according to the rules of the call. If you want to request pre-financing, tick the pre-financing box. The system will automatically calculate the requested pre-financing amount. Next, you must upload two documents, technical proposal and proposal budget. Please note, the technical proposal must be completed using the template Annex 1.1 Proposal Template, available on the secure website. Proposal budget must be completed using the template Annex 1.3 Proposal Budget Template, also available on the secure website. Once completed, both documents must be exported as PDF files and digitally signed in PADES format. Now, upload the documents in the technical proposal page. Before submitting your proposal, you can review the documents you have uploaded and replace them if you notice any mistakes in the form completion or file upload. When you are ready, submit the proposal by clicking Submit Proposal in the top right corner. Please note, if any mandatory data or documents are missing from the self-declaration or technical proposal pages, the Submit Proposal button will not appear because the proposal will be considered incomplete. Once the proposal is submitted, the system sends a confirmation notification by email. The same notification is also available in the platform's Notification Center. After submission, you can still download the documents you submitted, but you will no longer be able to modify them. Following the evaluation process, the system will send additional email notifications with any required actions for the next steps.
Basically, this was the video for the submission of a proposal. As you can see, there are mainly two pages where you have to where it's required to upload the documentation. The first one is all the documentation about the company, so ownership control, self-declaration. The only one document that is generated automatically by the platform is the self-declaration. As it was shown, there are many boxes that need to be checked, of course, and they don't. All the company need to read carefully this declaration, because, of course, they then have to sign it and upload it again. The other documents, as you can see, that there are the templates that you can find here. I'm going to show you again where on this section of the website there are all the annexes that you can download and then, of course, edit and sign and upload again on the platform. After this step, the proposal is under evaluation. It means that all the steps that were described by Alessandro, starting from the formal evaluation, technical evaluation, etc., are performed outside, so you cannot see what is happening, but you will receive an email for every step. If, for example, the first step, that is the formal evaluation, it will pass, then you will receive an email that will say that the formal evaluation is passed, and then now is the next step for your proposal. After that, basically you receive emails, and in every email you will have the description of all the actions that are required, or just sometimes there will be only communication of what is happening on the process. So Alessandro, if you wish, I can share also the second video that shows what happens next.
Yeah, just let me share some
okay.
Some other slides that I will introduce the implementation process, and then you can share the platform guidelines. Thank you, Alberto.
Stop here.
Yeah.
My presentation.
Okay, so hope you are able to see my screen again. So just a few remarks on the budget and on costs. I just want to recall to you that there are four cost categories that you can use. There are personal costs, so costs regarding your own personnel, subcontracting costs, so you can also finance suppliers, equipment cost. Be careful on equipment cost, because there are two things to remember on equipment cost. The first one is that equipment cost should represent the 80% of your global direct cost. This does mean that if you cannot have only equipment cost, you should have also a 20% of other costs, of other direct costs. Otherwise, this could be considered a formal error. If you are, for example, saying that you are paying for a server, I don't know, and you do not have any, talking not a cloud service, I mean actually an equipment, an IT infrastructure that you are buying. You can buy it, but you cannot only have this expense in your project. You should also have other kind of direct costs. The equipment costs are calculated based on the depreciation quota proportional to the project duration. So the equipment costs should be calculated on the 6 months of your project duration. So maximum 6 months, minimum whatever you want. Of course, if you are stating in the Gantt of your proposal that your project will last in 1 month, your depreciation costs of your equipment that you are buying will be calculated only in 1 month. And if you are stating a price that is superior to the depreciation cost of 1 month, again, this could be considered a formal error. So please read the guidance of your specific country on depreciation quota for your equipment costs, if you have any equipment costs. And then there are also purchase costs that are costs for goods and services from external suppliers, for example, and are consumable goods. For example, translation, publication, certificates, but also that's all. So those, just to remember to you, which are the cost category that you can write down in your proposal, in your budget proposal. So let's move on. We have other more or less 10 minutes, then we can open for question. Let's move on the stage that Alberto was introducing, the second stage, so the project implementation and the technical reporting of your project implementation. So remember, we will have your proposal admitted, you will get the pre-financing, and then here you can start implementing your project. So implementing the activities that you write down in the proposal. First of all, when you completed the signature of the sub-grant agreement and you have re-uploaded on the platform, maybe someone from Secure could have already asked you to implement material error amendment. This is also guided from us, so don't worry, you should not do anything after you complete your proposal. You just have to wait until someone from us will or send you by the platform the sub-grant agreement or ask you to amend some material errors. You will have at least 1 week to amend the material error requests on your proposals and re-upload it on or send it to us. But we will say you everything you should do in that stage. After you have correctly signed the sub-grant agreement and uploaded on the platform, and we will sign it back, but you can already start implementing your project there. On the platform, the first thing you should do is to download the Cyber Resilience Act Maturity Assessment Survey, complete it and upload it on the platform. It is a short survey in Excel format. And if you are not completing that maturity assessment, you will not be able to upload the final technical report, but you will still, of course, be able to implement your project. So you can decide to complete this assessment at the beginning, before starting the implementation, or also at the end. But remember that if you are not completing this maturity assessment, you cannot upload your technical report. So complete the maturity assessment. You fill in also the results in a specific field of the platform, and then you and then you can be able to upload your technical report. Of course, before uploading the technical report, you should implement your project. So you download the technical report when you have finished to implement your project. So you have finished all the activities of your project. So, for example, if you in your proposal you state that you had to perform a vulnerability assessment on a specific product, after the assignment of the sub-grant agreement, you start implementing the vulnerability assessment. You close the vulnerability assessment, you complete the survey on the platform, then you can download the technical report template from our website, finish implementing your project and then complete the technical report with few information, so results, the achieved KPIs, the achieved impacts, and the list of evidence that will support your project completion statement. So when you are filling in the technical report, you will describe the activities that you carried out. But of course, we will need also some evidences. So if you, again, you are asking, for example, a vulnerability assessment, within the technical report, you will write down that the results of your vulnerability assessment. But then we will ask you also to upload the evidence that that vulnerability assessment has been carried out. And for example, could be the list, an output of the tool that you have used, or the list of the remediated vulnerability, or whatever could prove that you have reached the KPIs that you described in the proposal. Then, when you complete the technical report, you should sign it and re-upload it on the platform, and then you upload also those evidence that I was mentioning. After you have completed this process, the evaluation committee will evaluate if your project has reached the KPIs or not. And there are three possible outcomes of this second evaluation committee assessment. You can achieve all the KPIs that you stated in your proposals, and in that case, you will be founded with the 100% balance. So that does mean, for example, if your grant amount was 30,000 euros and you asked the pre-financing, that in that case should be 12,000 euros, so you have already received in that example 12,000 euros, then you will be paid for the remaining, that is 80,000 euros at the balance, if you achieve all the KPIs. If you partially achieve the KPIs, this does mean that the evaluation committee can state that, okay, the company said that wanted to remediate, I don't know, to perform a vulnerability assessment on 3 softwares, but at the end they provide evidence only for 2 software. In that case, your results, your achievement are partial because you have stated something in the proposal, but you have not completed all the activities. So in that case, we will finance a partial amount of your balance, not all the balance. This will be decided from the evaluation committee, reading your technical report and your evidence. Here in this example again, if you have 30,000 euros with 12,000 euros of pre-financing and you achieve only the 50% of the KPIs, your fundable balance, it is 15,000 euros because you already received 12,000 euros. You will receive only 2,000 euros because the grant amount was 30,000 euros. You received 12,000 euros, but you achieved only the 50% of the objective, so you should be paid only the 50% of your balance. And in that case, the difference between the balance, the total balance, and the pre-financing that you already received is 2,000 euros, and then you will receive only 2,000 euros. Of course, this case will not be frequent because you should, if you say something in your proposal and you do not maintain objective that you stated in the proposals, of course, you cannot be fully financed. You can understand that. But I think that it will be only extreme cases on that specific happening. The third case is not achieved. Of course, in that case, you should return the pre-financing if you have received a pre-financing. This case is only happening if you do not upload at all your technical report, if you are not providing any evidence, and if maybe you present, I don't know, a blank document. So this is an extreme case, and I hope it will never happen. But of course, if we do not receive anything on time, we cannot evaluate anything and we cannot pay anything, of course. So that's all from the implementation point of view. As you can see, it is quicker than the application phase, and it is easier because you only have to implement your project and demonstrate that you have reached your objective. So I leave the floor again to Alberto to show you a short video on how to fill in the specific fields of the platform for this implementation stage. And then we will leave the floor for questions and answers. Please, Alberto.
Thank you, Alessandro. Can you stop your sharing? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to show you another video, as Alessandro said, of the second phase. So,
Secure Platform Stage 2, Sub-Grant Agreement, Project Implementation and Reporting. Once your company has submitted the proposal, the evaluation phase will begin. During this phase, you may receive email notifications regarding 3 areas: formal eligibility, company eligibility, and technical evaluation. Each notification will clearly explain the outcome and any actions required on your part. Proposals can be approved, rejected, or flagged for additional input. For example, a document integration request. If your proposal is rejected, the notification will include the reason for the decision. If additional documents are required, please follow the instructions provided in the email. The upload process is the same one used during Stage 1, registration and proposal submission. If your proposal is approved, you will receive an email notification, and the proposal will become accessible again in the proposal section. All previously uploaded documents can be reviewed by clicking Review All Documents. At this point, your company should download, complete, sign, and upload the sub-grant agreement. Next, calculate your organization's cyber resilience level and your product resilience level using the CRA Maturity Score tool. This tool is available for download from the secure website, and the link is shown directly on the platform. Once both scores have been calculated, enter them in the designated fields and upload the completed CRA Maturity Assessment document. After submission, please wait for an email confirming that the contract has been countersigned. Once you receive that confirmation and your project is complete, return to the proposal section to upload the signed technical report along with the evidence of your project activities. The technical report will then enter the evaluation phase. At this stage, you may also recalculate your organization's cyber resilience level and product resilience level to reflect the outcomes achieved after project implementation. You are also invited to complete the standardization survey. Following the evaluation of your technical report, you will receive one of three notifications: project approval, project rejection, or a reduction in project funding due to technical non-compliance. Each message will provide a full explanation and any next steps required. Once the entire process is complete, you will receive a final notification confirming that the balance payment has been transferred to your designated account.
Okay.
Thank you, Alberto. Just to clarify one step that I forgot at the end of all the process, when you have uploaded your technical report, when you have uploaded your evidence and complete your implementation of your project, as you saw on the video, you should also you are asked to fill two more surveys that are used for statistical reasons. Of course, if you will, in any case, if you are, of course, financeable, you will receive the payment in any case if you have completed correctly your technical report and your activity. But if you complete those two last surveys, you will receive also a document that is the official declaration of project completion that you may use also if you want, of course, for communication and other purposes. So please complete also the last two surveys when you complete your project. Okay, I don't know, Alberto, if you want to add anything, otherwise.
Just saying
Yeah.
that basically all the actions are written on the emails that you will receive. There's also a messenger inside the platform, but basically every step is follows an email that is sent to the company. So if you have an action to do, then it will be completely described on the text of the email. So it's kind of easy to use the platform because you just need to follow the steps on the email.
Thank you, Alberto. Okay, so I would ask, we collected more or less 10, 11 questions from you, and we are still trying to collect also other questions that are coming forward in the next minutes. But I think we can start answering from the beginning to all the answer that has not already been, all the questions that has not already been answered on the chat. So please read the chat to find your questions, and if you not find the answer of your question on the chat, it is because we are answering by voice, let's say, in this moment. So I would ask to Alessia, please, to read the first question, then we try to give an answer.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So first question, for team collaboration software that utilize decentralized or serverless architecture, how does the evaluation committee view projects that focus on offline resilience and removing central cloud vulnerabilities as a method of CRA compliance?
Okay, we start with the most difficult one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. On offline resilience. So removing, let's start from the last point of the question. So removing central cloud vulnerabilities as a method for CRA compliance. Okay. So for this project specifically, you should again have some let's say tangible evidence of your activity. So it is not a problem to work in a cloud environment or to provide also services that are aimed at increasing cloud security or whatever. Because of course this could be a financeable activity, but again you should demonstrate in some way that the activity that you described in the proposal has been realized, has been completed, and the objectives are achieved. So my suggestion is to detect some also technical evidence that you can, I don't know, screenshot or download from the service that you are asking, or from the implementation of the security activities that you are asking to your supplier, and to upload them on the last session of the implementation stage on the platform. So you just need to identify the way on how to prove that your activity has been completed, have some material to upload on the platform, and of course we will consider those material along with your technical report. So you can describe the activities, and that could be done easily, I think, also in that case, on the technical report, and then have some specific technical reporting from the tools that you are using, or screenshots, or also source code that can demonstrate that you have provided, you have completed the activity, and upload it as eligible as evidence on the platform during the technical report uploading. So, if you have other question on this topic, please make further question on the chat. Let's move to the second question.
Yes. Are newly created SMEs eligible? What is needed for them in terms of requirements?
Newly created SMEs are eligible, of course, and the requirements are the same of the others. So you should be a small or medium enterprise. You should be based in the European Union or in the European Economic Area, and you should complete all the required documentation that we presented today. So, but of course, you should be already a company. So your company should be registered and should exist in order to ask funding. Otherwise, if you are um, um, if you are only a natural person without a VAT number or a registration number, you will not be able actually to fill in the fields required by the platform. So you cannot move on the funding request and on the proposal uploading. Okay, let's move on to the third one.
Yeah, could you clarify the dependencies of the product system? We would like to know if physical hardware is mandatory, or if a software-only implementation is possible.
Well, no, are both possible, but remember that you should ask funding only for those activities that are aimed at achieving Cyber Resilience Act compliance. So if you are buying I don't know, a physical hardware or also a software that does not help at all your company at reaching this Cyber Resilience Act compliance, or is not also aimed at improving your cybersecurity posture, we might exclude your proposal. So you can still buy equipment, and you should follow the rules for the eligible costs. So if you are buying an equipment, again, also if you are buying mm, I don't know, a software as a service, or if you are buying a cloud service or a license, whatever it is, remember that we can finance the price, the costs only for the duration of the project. So, in the case of equipment, you that the cost of equipment should represent the 80% of all the direct costs. And you should calculate the depreciation quota for your equipment in the period of use of the project implementation, so maximum 6 months of depreciation quota. And if you are buying a license or a software as a service or a cloud service, again, you can still buy it, and you can still reporting this kind of cost. There is a supplier cost, subcontracting cost, but you should state the cost of this service only for the 6 month period of your implementation of the implementation of your project. Okay.
So the fourth one, do I have to name the supplier and provide a document from the supplier with the cost estimate? What if I have not decided yet which supplier I will use?
That is a good question, actually. So it is not mandatory to have quotations in this kind of call, because we will consider only the implementation achievement, and only the KPIs achieved and objectives. But in the proposal, you should state, if you state that you are buying some kind of supply, some kind of you are paying some kind of provider, you should mention those providers. If you have not already chose your provider, you can just mention maybe 2 or 3 providers that you know that are providing that kind of service. Because remember, you are actually if you want to pay a provider, you should more or less know how much you will spend on that provider. And also the evaluation committee will evaluate if the cost that you stated in the budget, in the proposal budget, is consistent what you are saying that you are paying in your proposal. So our suggestion is to name the suppliers or examples of suppliers that you want to engage. Also because remember that those suppliers should be actually based in the European Union again.
Okay, and the next one regarding software licenses, e.g., C++ Builder Pro. If the tool is purchased specifically for the 180-day implementation period, must we still apply a 36-month depreciation, or can it be claimed as a full other good if it is instrumental to the CRA hardening?
Licenses actually are not equipment cost as far as I remember, but please, there are several guidelines on cost reporting. you can we are mentioning all those guidelines. You have two specific documents on our website detailing all the rules for cost reporting. The first one is the budget guideline, and the second one is a PowerPoint presentation on cost categories. But in general terms, when we talk about licenses, when we talk about also periodical payments for a specific service, those costs are can be considered as subcontracting cost, not equipment cost. Equipment cost is something that you are spending to buy a material object that could be, of course, also be a software. So if you are buying, I don't know, an hardware, or you are buying a software with perpetual license, those are equipment costs. If you are buying a temporary license or something that requires other payment in the future, you should describe those costs as subcontracting costs. For example, this is maybe out of scope, but I don't know, Microsoft or Google or other kind of licenses, business licenses for uh, productive software, for example, those are not considered as equipment, but as subcontracting. And you can spend those money and you can reporting those costs only for the implementation duration of your project. Alberto, I saw you turn on the camera. Do you want to add anything? Okay.
No.
So let's move on to the next one.
Okay, is there a specific template or required level of detail for the timesheets we must maintain to justify personal costs during the implementation assessment phase?
Okay, no, again, we will not ask any timesheet. We will not ask any proof of the cost of your personnel because this is a lump sum call. So the only thing that you should prove is that the money you are spending has been spent to reach an objective, and that the cost that you are presenting are provable and real, and also consistent with the activities that you are presenting. So we are just evaluating we are only evaluating the implementation of the project that you proposed. If the objective of your project has been achieved, if there are no formal error, if all the steps of the evaluation has been passed, we will finance your project. You do not have to present invoices. You do not have to present timesheet. You do not have to present contracts with your supplier. You just have to state which will be the supplier that you will engage, or specifically which kind of supplier you will engage, because we need to know, we need to have an element to evaluate the real costs. So if you are just saying, I will buy, I don't know, vulnerability, I will ask to some vulnerability assessment provider, this could be not enough for us. But if you say, I will ask to a vulnerability assessment provider such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we will have the chance to evaluate those providers and to evaluate the average costs of the services that they are providing, and evaluate also if you are asking the correct amount of money. Okay?
Okay, now we have a long question. We are a newly founded software company from Berlin developing a data integration and synchronization platform that will be embedded in products with digital elements across the EU. Our software processes and moves sensitive data between systems, making it directly subject to CRA requirements around data integrity, the secure defaults, and the vulnerability handling. As a startup, we need the support in hardening and security testing our product from the ground up to achieve CRA compliance. Can we participate even though our company registration, GmbH, is still being finalized?
Uh, your company registration, you mean this? I can try to answer, but I actually do not have all the elements I need to answer this question. If your company does not exist at the moment of your submission, you will not be able to fill in the forms on the platform, and we will not be able to understand if your company meets the eligibility criteria or not. So in that case, it would be hard for us to finance your proposal. If you mean that that you have not finalized the completion of the application after the closure of this is of course we cannot consider your proposal because we need to have all we will consider only the closed proposals for the eligibility evaluation. But I want to add something. Remember that we are launching another call, I think later on July, from that could be published from July to October of this year, and you will have the opportunity to present your proposal also during this second call that will last longer and will be also more detailed, because we hope that also regulation specification will be published from the European Commission or ENISA. So don't worry if you cannot manage to present your proposal during this first call, and also don't worry if your proposal will be excluded from this call, because you still have the opportunity to present another proposal in the second one. Okay?
Okay, so we move to the next one. To digital signed documents, can I use a self-signed certificate, or do I need a certificate from a trusted certificate authority?
You need a certificate from a trusted certificate authority, of course, and should meet the European mandatory requirements. I don't know, Alberto, if you want to add anything on the signature, because this is a technical issue. I don't know if.
Actually, Alessandro, the signature is controlled automatically by the system. So if the document is digitally signed, the system recognizes it as digitally signed. But as you can see, as you know, we just the platform. I mean, the company cannot see that part, but also checks the signature of the documentation. So this means that it is done by analyzing the authorized authorities for the digital signature. Then it's of course basically on you, Alessandro, to choose if this signature, even if it doesn't match the full requirements, is
Okay.
acceptable or not.
Okay. So I know we have other questions, but that arrived in those moments. but we have to close this meeting. You will find the answer of all these questions on our frequently asked questions session on the website. So please visit the frequently asked question, because all the questions that you are asking are answered on the frequently asked questions session.
We may add, Alessandro, also more details on the signature on the frequently asked question that clearly, basically, many companies will ask that question.
Yeah. So we can close here. Thank you for your attention, and please continue answer questions also on our email channels, and we will try to answer as quick as possible. And visit again our website to have more detailed information on your questions and documents. Thank you all, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.